sure it's working. Have you ever wondered what makes an egg's shell hard? We're going to find out today. Hi, my name is Ellie Cook with the Iowa Agriculture Literacy Foundation, and I'm super excited to be joining you for this virtual STEM Fest today. I hope that you've been learning a lot, and thanks for tuning in with us. Today we're going to be doing an experiment called Bouncy Eggs. I'm super excited to be talking about eggs because Iowa is the #1 producer of eggs in the nation. Let's get started. All of you can do this experiment at home. All you need is vinegar. I just use plain white distilled vinegar, a bowl, and an egg. Start by pouring vinegar into the bowl. It doesn't matter how much you use necessarily, just make sure that you can at least mostly submerge the egg into the vinegar. And then carefully put your egg into the vinegar. You'll see little tiny bubbles start to form on the outside of the egg. Not sure if you can see that or not, but they're forming, I see them. And now you have to wait for 24 hours. But lucky for you, I started this video yesterday, so you can see the final product. You can see the little bubbles all over that egg. I'm going to clean it off for you so you can see the final product. And we're going to move this over too. You can see that the egg is squishy. I don't know if you can tell. Yes, there. It's super squishy, and it can even bounce a little bit. I have had the egg break before, so I'm not going to bounce it too high, but you can get the point of that there. Let's talk about why that works. This is a simple chemistry experiment. So, vinegar contains acetic acid, and an eggshell contains calcium carbonate. Those two react in a chemical reaction, as you can see here. These are what's called the reactants in a chemical reaction. We've got acetic acid, which is what's in the vinegar, and we've got calcium carbonate, which is what's in the egg. Those form what's called the products, which is water, H2O, carbon dioxide, which is CO2, and calcium acetate. An eggshell is incredibly important. To get an egg from the farm where it's laid to you is a very complicated multi-step process. First, the egg has to be laid, then it has to be processed, cleaned, packaged, and delivered in a truck to a store near you. So an eggshell has to be hard to protect the precious contents all the way on that journey. So it's super important that it's made of a hard substance like calcium carbonate. An eggshell is also porous, which means that it has little tiny holes in it, like your skin. This allows oxygen to get in, but it's also covered in what's called a cuticle or a bloom, which is a protective layer on the outside that doesn't allow for bacteria to get in. Let's talk about how an egg is formed inside of a chicken. A chicken at any point in time will have many yolks inside of her, of varying sizes. The biggest yolk is the next egg to be laid. You can see I've got a yolk here. It's the big round yellow part of an egg. So once that yolk is ready to be put into an egg, it moves on to the next step, which is adding the egg white. The egg white is a little gross. It's pretty much a clear liquid, but the cool thing about an egg yolk is that the cool thing about an egg white is that it suspends the yolk into the middle of it. So the egg yolk won't float to the top, it won't sink to the bottom, it'll just stay right in the middle. After that process, it's ready for an eggshell. I've got an eggshell to show you here. Break it open so you can kind of see. Now an eggshell doesn't just snap onto the egg. It's slowly formed over 20 hours, which is a long time. It starts with little tiny crystals of calcium carbonate. They slowly form and grow together, and that forms the eggshell, which I think is super cool. They also leave a little space in between them to make the eggshell porous, like we talked about, to get the oxygen into the egg. Next, the eggshell gets its cuticle, or its bloom as it's called, to protect the outside of the egg to keep bacteria from getting in and infecting the egg. And then the egg is laid and ready to come to you. Now, the experiment we did today covers kind of the breakdown of an eggshell, but the egg is formed by calcium in the chicken's diet. This can either be provided with a supplement, or sometimes chickens can even eat discarded eggshells, which is super cool, that allow them to make strong, calcium-rich eggshells for their eggs. I hope you learned a little bit about eggs today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to try this experiment at home, please do. I would love to see the outcome of your experiments. And one thing you can even try is adding food coloring into your vinegar, because that will absorb into the egg just like the vinegar did, and it will change the color of your egg, which I think is super neat. If you're looking for more information on this, my information came from exploratorium.edu, which is a super cool website that had a lot of content about eggs. And also Auburn University has a really great video about how an egg is formed inside of a chicken. I hope that you enjoyed watching our Bouncy Eggs video today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my very best to answer them. Don't see any questions. So if that's all, I might be missing them. Hope I'm not. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. So enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the STEM festival, and thanks for watching.